up before. Where'd I put my phone? I can't. There's my phone. Oh, hi there. Oh, I'm sorry. You caught me at a really bad time. I'm trying to get my office ready for a really important person who's going to be visiting me. And right now, it's just a mess and it's kind of embarrassing. Have you ever had that experience? Have you ever had a time when you had to get your room or your house ready for people who are arriving and you wanted it to look really nice? Well, that's what I got to do today. Well, we have a great family worship plan where we're going to continue to learn about what a disciple is. And this month, we are talking about allegiance or obeying God. But before we can do that, I gotta get some stuff ready. Fortunately, here's the deal. There's a really fun activity that you can do. It's kind of like pin the tail on the donkey, but with a little twist because it ties in with today's story. So while I start picking up my clutter, why don't you go ahead and play that game? Have some fun. We'll be back soon. Okay, my phone. This can go over here. I can put this over here. Alright, put this back over here. Hey there, welcome back. I hope you had a really fun time playing that game, which ties into our lesson. And if you haven't figured it out yet, today we are going to be talking about the time when Jesus entered into the city of Jerusalem on a donkey. Now, do you remember how I was saying that I'm getting my office prepared and ready for a really important guest coming? Well, have you ever had a time when you had to get things ready for a special guest? Maybe it was your aunts and uncles or your grandparents coming over to your house or some other friends. Whatever it was, maybe your mom or dad were saying, you need to clean your room, we gotta clean the kitchen, we gotta get it ready. Well, can you imagine what it would have been like to be a follower of Jesus or to have heard about Jesus and getting ready for him to enter into the city of Jerusalem? Well, in our passage, John chapter 12, verses 12 through 19, we see Jesus entering into the city. Now, before we look at the verse and see what happens, I have a few questions for you. First off, what do you think it would have been like in Jerusalem on that day? Do you think there would have been a lot of fanfare? Kind of like something in this video. Check it out. Or do you think maybe there was a lot of cheering in the crowd, kind of like this video of when the Pope arrived and everyone went crazy? Check this one out.
He stepped off the plane to deafening chants from the faithful and a personal greeting from the first family.
And what do you think Jesus' entrance would have been like? What was he riding or riding in or riding on? Do you think it would have been something like the Queen of England arriving to the castle? Check out this video clip of the Queen in a pretty sweet carriage.
Band of the Welsh Guards playing the national anthem for the Queen, and as we can see, they're clearly inside the Diamond Jubilee State Coach, accompanied by the Prince of Wales and the Duchess of Cornwall. There will be an immediate fanfare.
Well, in John chapter 12, we get to peek in and see what happened when Jesus entered Jerusalem and people were expecting the arrival of a king. Now, it says that people were so excited they were throwing palm branches and their coats and garments on the ground for Jesus to come in on, to show that they were excited for his arrival and that he was pretty important. But you know what's surprising? What's surprising, unlike the chariot that the Queen got to ride in, was the donkey that Jesus rode in on. That's right. In John chapter 12, verse 14, it says, "And Jesus found a young donkey and sat on it, just as it is written, 'Fear not, daughter of Zion. Behold, your king is coming, sitting on a donkey's colt.'" That's right. Jesus entered in this great time, not on a fancy, beautiful white stallion, but rather on a simple donkey. Why did he do that? Well, it was to show the people a couple things. And one was that Jesus was a fulfillment of a prophecy. Zechariah 9:9 said that the Messiah, the King, would enter on a donkey. And that's what makes Jesus' entry into Jerusalem so amazing. Not only was it shocking to everyone that he was riding on a donkey, but it was proof that he was the King, the promised Messiah, because he was a fulfillment of that prophecy. And Jesus wanted everyone to know that he was King. And that's what I want you to know today, that Jesus is our King. The people were so excited that Jesus, their King, had entered, that they were shouting out, "Hosanna," which was a proclamation saying, "Blessed be the Lord," because they knew their King had arrived. But the question is not just how do you celebrate and receive a king into your town, but really, how do you show someone that they are your king? And the answer is by showing your allegiance or your obedience, because that demonstrates that you recognize that, well, they are the one who is in charge and that they are powerful and that you do trust them. And that's what we need to remember as disciples. That Jesus is not just our King who we shout out and proclaim, but he is our King, and we should also follow him and obey him and listen to him, because he is good and he knows what is the best for us. So today, I hope you'll remember that Jesus is King, and we can show that by practicing allegiance or obedience to what he asks. Now, I have a few questions for you to talk about. And the first question that you can talk about is, what did Jesus ride into town on, and why was that so important? Welcome back. And my next question for you is, what kind of king is Jesus? Go ahead and talk about that. And finally, the last thing I want you to think about and talk about is, how can you show Jesus that he is your king in your life? Now it's time to work on our new memory verse for the month, which is Luke 9:23. And this is what it says. "Then he said to them all, 'Whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves and take up their cross daily and follow me.'" We are going to learn this in a really fun way, kind of like pin the tail on the donkey. What you're going to do is write the verse out and then cut out each word, or maybe you can cut out 2 or 3 words together. Then put some tape on the back side of the paper so that it's sticky on both sides. Finally, close your eyes and walk towards a wall and put the words on the wall. And then each time try to put the words in the right spots without peeking. When you put all the words on the wall, see if you got it in order. And if you didn't, that's okay. But go ahead and change the words so that they are in order. Do that a few times, and I think it might just help you learn this month's verse. So go ahead and have a little fun. Today, I hope you will remember that Jesus is our King. And we can trust him because he is good and he is powerful. And we can show Jesus that he is our King by our allegiance and by our obedience to him. So thanks for listening to today's lesson, and remember that we can obey and show our allegiance to Jesus because Jesus is King. Thanks for watching and have a great day.